We're going to start with the top. It says pay group, pay begin date, and pay end date, which starts on a Wednesday, and your pay end date ends on a Tuesday, which says 10/2/2018, which is a week before you actually get paid. We get paid on a Wednesday, every other Wednesday. Your employee ID number, then it goes down to department. This person is a centrally assigned special ed para. Then it goes down to location, which will be your school site. The next one is your job title. This person is a special ed para. On to the next one, which is your pay rate. This is your base pay rate, which is $26.48, and they're step 6. When the grade in the contract, it'll show everybody under that pay grade. The hours and earnings under description, that'll be your base pay rate. We're under the current. The top line, it says regular earnings. This is for a 10-day period. You move over and it shows the hourly rate. This person's a 5.5 hour para a day, and then for 10 days you are 55 hours. Most of us are 5.5 or 6 hours or 8 hour para. That would show 80 hours. So whatever your hourly rate for 10 days. And then it shows the total earnings just for your base rate. So it's $1,456.58. Just the base rate. And we move down, and this person has worked over 10 years, so they have their longevity pay. It's not by hourly, it's combined for the 55 hours, and it's $16.50. So it's 30 cents an hour times 55, you'll get the $16.50. The next line, and this is where the new Prop G has come in. It says living wage UESF Paraeducators. This person makes $1.85 an hour more times 55, and they get 101 every 10 days. And we move down to another regular earning, and this is for the noontime monitor, which I know a lot of paras do that hour also. It's only $15 an hour times 6, because that's when you work. This is one pay that it's only when you work, and it's usually an hour a day or 2 hours a day. The next section is as needed regular pay. It was pay that the district didn't pay me, and then they had to pay me. So that was what that 80 hours was for. Next one down is a stipend. Big paras on special assignment, like I'm in the PLN, we get stipends twice a year, and that's what that's for. The next one down is vacation without pay. When we're on vacation during spring break, winter break, if you don't have enough vacation, they'll put it vacation without pay. You're not paid, but they still put the hours down. The next one down is for vacation. So if it's during winter break, they'll put your vacation hours. Next one down is sick pay. The next one down is retroactive pay. That's another one for my PLN, my para leadership network, that they hadn't paid me, so they had to retro back and pay me for doing professional development. The next one down is positive pay vacation without pay. It's another vacation that if you've worked during vacation, you're not getting paid. They'll put it positive pay vacation without pay. Part of it you get paid, part of it you don't. Next one down is positive school term vacation. That's my vacation. Again, 44 hours for vacation. They name it 3 different things. 1 is without pay and 2 are with pay. Look now at Paycheck 2. There's a couple of things that weren't on the first paycheck we looked at. There's the second line down is floating holiday. All of us get 4 floating holidays a year, which we can pick any time during the year. Floating holidays are paid at your base rate for the hours you work. This person had 1 floating holiday for $26.48, the base rate. Then we're going to move down now to number 4. This person had personal leave. When you take personal leave, it's the same thing, base rate at your hourly rate. So they did 1 day of personal leave. And then the earnings is how much it is total, which would be the $145.66. That's what this person makes a day without anything else. The next one, the LWP Continuing Ed Para. That's the one for the Prop G, our 18 hours that we get a year, at $22 an hour. So this person in the year worked 4 hours at $88. It's less than your regular base pay, but it's everybody gets 22, every para. And then the last one is paid holiday. And it would say current if they got a paid holiday during that pay period. And the reason you don't see everything, there's not enough lines. So that's why we've given you 3 or 4 paychecks, because they don't have everything on it. Plus, if the year ends, like August to December, it'll show, but then in January it starts over. So things fall off of your paycheck. Okay, now we're going to move over to year to date. It shows is your year to date. So all of these are year to date to section 4. This is your tax data. This person is single. So if you're single, divorced, single, married, it'll show you your marital status is there under the federal, and then over to the right, the California state. Then allowances. This person does 0. And then at the 4th line is the additional amount. Some people have additional amounts taken out of their check if they need more for taxes. So that would be on the bottom line. 5 is your taxes. The first one is your federal withholding, and it's current, and then year to date. Then your federal Medicare. Everybody has to have that out of your paycheck. Then the one below is actually your Social Security, which is the OASD/EE. Then the one below is the state California withholding, your state taxes. And then the one below is state disability. Paras have to pay into state disability. So the Cal SDI is state disability. Before tax deductions, some people have insurance taken out before taxes. They have extra. But you can have things before taxes taken out. And there is paras that do have that taken out. 7 is after tax deduction. So this person gets into a credit union. They have money taken out into a credit union. The next one is your union dues, which is very important, because if you don't have that, you're not paying to the union. So you see UESF union dues, and we're paid at 1.5%. The next one, this person is Lines of Black Educators, is a member of that, so that automatically comes out of your check. Some are TAC, Chinese educators, some are Latino educators. If you belong to any of them, it usually comes out of your check. The next is this person pays into the NEA PAC, which is the one for their political. So you can't take money, it goes right into political, so this person pays into that one. They also pay an extra, which is important, to the UESF COPE, which is our political. So they pay to a national political and a union political. And then the other one is the mandatory COPE biweekly. So they pay as a union member, they pay into the mandatory COPE. Now we're going to go into the employer paid deduction. Under the law, they have to show what they pay now. This used to not be on their check. So what the district is paying for Mike Kaiser every 2 weeks is the $283. And then they pay for my Delta dentist is $44. And then for workman's comp, they have to pay $66. And remember, for paras, I want all of you to know this is every 2 weeks that the district's paying for you. The next section, number 9, is your gross pay, what you get before taxes. Then the next one is federal tax. Before tax, again, this is your gross before taxes. Then the next section over that says total taxes is what you get out and all your taxes that I read in the box 5. And then the next one is your total deductions, which was out of box 7. And then that's your net pay, which you actually bring home. Balances. All right, this person is an S10. It shows my sick as a paraeducator, 1,037 hours. Then below it was this person when they were before 30 years ago. It's still on here. When they were a sub, their sick balance for a sub is on here. Then the next one is the vacation when they were temporary para. And the next one below is the vacation, how many hours they have for vacation. And the below that is if they have comp. Comp time is if you'd rather have comp not get paid. If you work overtime, you're allowed to get paid first, but some paras would rather have time and a half under comp. But it is your choice. Above, it's the floating holidays. I talked about you get the 4 floating holidays. So on this paycheck, the person had taken no floating holidays at this point, because they have 5.5 times 4, which is 22 hours. And then below is the continuing ed, the 18 hours. So this person took 7 hours up to now, and they still had 11 left. And this, you have to use both of these by the end of the school year. Floating holiday, you have to use by the end of the school year. The continuing ed by the end of June. And that's your total pay, net pay for that pay period. So that's what you got into your bank account or on your debit card or whatever. That's your total pay for 2 weeks.